will always struggle in your dog training business if you don't get these two things right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Kevin here from Top Dog Advertising, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the top two things that I found over the years with working with hundreds of dog trainers that, if not done properly, will make sure that the business struggles. So just to kind of kick the video off here, let me kind of tee up the topic and tell you guys what I'm talking about. So the two things that I think are most important inside of a dog training business to keep the ball moving forward are sales and marketing. So that may not surprise you just based on the other videos that I've created, but I really want to go more specifically into what I mean by that and just kind of share with you guys a little bit about what I've been thinking about and just different conversations I've been having with different dog trainers over the last few weeks here. So let's actually start with marketing, because there are no sales if the marketing isn't done correctly. Most dog training businesses do not have a consistent marketing system. They do not have a way to generate traffic and bring in new leads to the business. And that causes massive problems. What it really does is it kind of creates these massive peaks and valleys in your business where one month it's good and the next month it's slow. And then you have an okay month and then it's good again and then it's slow again. And that's not what you want for your business. It goes without saying. All of us, I think the most important thing that I hear from all dog trainers that I talk about is the word that is consistently used is consistency, right? I just want consistency in my business. And so where I think a lot of this comes from for a lot of dog trainers is, number one, they're relying on too many word of mouth referrals to kind of fill their calendar. And listen, word of mouth referrals are amazing. You know, we get a lot of referrals inside of Top Dog Advertising, and I love when those clients come through because I know that more than likely they're going to be a great client because they're friends with somebody who's already doing extremely well with us. But it's not a predictable way to grow the business just because you have absolutely no control over when the next word of mouth referral is going to come into the business. Now, the next thing that I hear from a lot of people is like, oh, I post on social media or I'm in some groups and I'll comment or message the person if they ask for a dog trainer. Again, what you're kind of doing is just being very passive and waiting for somebody else to kind of like start the conversation. And then you kind of jump in and hope that you can kind of piggyback off of that. So to me, we need to be way more strategic about forcing conversations and starting conversations. And so, putting out content is a really, really good idea. But what I always explain to everybody is all of these platforms that we're putting out content on, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Google, right? They have a vested interest, and the way that they make all of their money is by people running ads on their platform. So let me break it down this way for you guys. Google is a multi-billion-dollar company every single year. And as of a few years ago, when I was looking into this last, 80% of Google's revenue comes from advertisers just like you and I on their platform. Small businesses running ads, Google ads more specifically. And so when you think about their company, you think about all the different things that they do, right? They sell phones, they sell software, they do AI. They're in, the game of like Google Photos and Gmail and websites and all these different things. 80% of their revenue comes from people running ads on their platform. That's how they make all of their money. So the truth is, they do not have an interest in you getting leads through their platform for free because they don't make any money off of that. It's the same thing with Facebook and Instagram. All of these platforms in the beginning, you're seeing this with ChatGPT in real time. They start off and say like, oh, we don't need to run ads. We're going to be self-sufficient. But all of these businesses just realize at the end of the day, we have so much attention here. The way that we're going to be able to monetize this is by selling ad space. And so this is really just to say, if you are not running ads right now, that is a massive gap inside of your business and is probably going to be the thing that is going to help you grow from where you are to 2, 3, 4, 5xing your business. What running paid ads really does for your business is it gives you consistency and predictability. And so all of the top dog training businesses, more than likely inside of your market, outside of a few anomalies, are running paid ads. All of the dog trainers that we work with that are growing their businesses to $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, on their way to $200,000 a month, are running paid ads. And the mindset that they have is they know what type of return on investment it gets for them every single month. And then they're able to scale up their ad spend, put more money into the ads to get more leads and just produce more of the result that they're already getting. Number 2 on the list is having a real built out, predictable sales process. So truth be told, just to kind of lay it out there for you guys, as a marketing agency, we don't even take on clients anymore if they don't check a couple boxes as far as having a couple of things in place with their sales process. More specifically, what I'm talking about is having a real consistent, predictable way to take leads from new lead inbound to an actual paying client. And so there's a couple of different really key pieces to this. The first is having somebody who's really good at appointment setting. So somebody who's that first point of contact, that when that first initial lead comes through the door, somebody is able to answer that call, or if it's a lead form, call them right away and get them on a call. You know, not wait 15, 20 minutes, not wait a couple hours, not wait 24 hours or a week to get in touch with them. The people out there who are able to jump on the leads right away are the types of people, when we track it with them, that are able to get 80% of their leads in for consultations. And so that brings me to my next point, which is making sure that you know your numbers. So the first thing I think a lot of people think is most important to focus on is the amount of consultations I do that turn into actual sales. That's an important metric, your closing rate. But what we've found is most dog trainers do not have sales issues. They actually have appointment setting issues. So just going back to what I was talking about a little while ago with the appointment setter, this is something that is extremely important inside of your business. And if you're not doing it properly, you're not answering your calls when they first come through the door, or you're not getting back to lead forms quickly or following up with leads, there is a different dog trainer in your market who is going to eat your lunch. Just being completely honest with you, because I know hundreds and hundreds of dog trainers, right? We work with a ton of dog trainers, and I see the people that are doing really, really well at this, and I see the people who struggle. And I know that there's some clients that we work with that, truth be told, it must suck to be one of their competitors just because of how good they are at appointment setting and sales. And so this is just to say, if you're somebody who feels like I need more business, I think one of the actual interesting things is focus on your appointment setting process, because once you figure that out and just figure out how to get really good at getting all of your leads, or at least 80% of your leads that come in that are qualified leads, into an actual consultation, that is going to be something that is a massive point of growth in your business. Now, like I was saying before, most dog trainers that we work with don't actually have a sales issue. They have an appointment setting issue. But there are people that are not that confident with sales. So if that's you and you feel like you're walking into consultations and you're getting told no by a lot of people, the first thing I would tell you to do is actually look at your numbers. And what I mean by that is go through your calendar and look at the amount of consultations over the last 30 days that you had and actually went to and made an offer to that person. Because what I think most people find is they're actually not doing as poorly as they might think. I think a lot of people feel like I suck and I don't make any sales and no one says yes to me. But when we actually look at their calendar, they review everything and they realize, hey, I actually closed 40% of the people I met with. I actually closed 50 or 60% of the people I met with. And if you're closing 30, 40% of the people, you just need to inch it up. You just need to continue to tweak your sales process to get yourself to 40% or 50%. So this is something that we really specialize in as a company, is really building out sales processes with our clients. Because the truth is, as a marketing agency, we can send people all the leads we want, but if they're not turning into sales, it's irrelevant. And we're not trying to take somebody's money and get them a bunch of leads and not let them get any sales. That's just not what we're in business for. With that being said, I hope you guys got some value out of this video today. If you're somebody who's feeling a little bit stuck in their business when it comes to client acquisition, getting new clients, make sure that these are the two things that you're focusing on and trying to get the best results out of: your marketing and your sales. With that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up here for today. If you're somebody who's struggling with sales and marketing and you want some help and you want to expedite the process, make sure to give us a shout. Head on over to topdogadvertising.com, book your entirely free game plan call. There's no hard pitch, no hard sale, nothing like that. We just want to hear a little bit more about your business, see if there's anything we can even do to help you in the first place. And then if it seems like it would be a good fit, we would obviously make you an offer to come work with us, but there is sincerely no pressure to do anything if you do not feel comfortable. So with that being said, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys got some value out of this, and I will see you guys all very soon in the next one. See you guys.